What's up, guys? So, I'm finally getting around to it. I'm going to review Heroes in Crisis number 2. So, there are things that I enjoyed about this issue. The artwork, again, is phenomenal. It's just great. I think there's a few things that I didn't like. We'll start with that. Obviously, if you're new to the channel, I really like Wally West. He's one of my favorite characters of all time, and just to kill him nonchalantly like they did in this series really bothers me. Not because my character is dead, but I'm sad to see him go, but because they didn't even kill him I think one of the future issues is supposed to show the death, but I'm just like, you just brought this guy back. Like, we were all excited. This is what we really wanted, and now you're just gonna throw him to the side. But you can watch my other video on the first issue to see that. I'll link that at the end. But so I have that going in, and so I'm not going to enjoy the series probably mostly because of that. I think the concept is cool and interesting, but there's a few things that I didn't care for. I'd say if it hadn't been for Wally and Roy, I would probably love this series. But because of that, it just taints the whole thing, if that makes sense. So, but some minor things that I didn't care for. I feel like Bruce is too OP. One, why in the world would he carry kryptonite around at all times? That's stupid. Batman trusts Superman to a certain extent. Now, he's going to have kryptonite, and he could get it quickly if he needed it, but I think he's gotten to the point where he trusts Superman enough to not carry it around all the time. I mean, he's only got so much room on the Bat Belt. He can't just carry everything all the time. So I thought that was dumb that he was even carrying it around. More or less that that Harley Quinn would make a random assumption that he even had it on him. I also think that the fact that they just assume that he knows everything, is ridiculous. He's a detective. He doesn't know everything without looking at the evidence. He has to follow the evidence, and then he'll learn. And there might be some things that he's looked into more than everybody else, so it makes sense for him to know that nobody else does, because he knows everybody's identity, because he's smart, he figures it out. But when you're in the case immediately, it doesn't make sense for him to suddenly have the knowledge that nobody else has when he's seen all the evidence that they've seen, to a certain extent. He is more like Sherlock Holmes, but just because he's not if he doesn't see the smoking gun, he can't say definitively this is what or didn't happen. He has theories perhaps, but he can't say this is what happened. If you read Sherlock Holmes, he was like that. Until he had the damning evidence, he didn't blame anybody. Yeah. So, anyways. So I thought that was a little dumb that there was that. I don't think Batman would ever feel like he needed to talk to a therapist, even if it's an AI thing, especially if he's looking in and hacking into it. I don't think he'd ever do that. He might talk to Alfred. He might talk to Dick. He might talk to Tim. But that might be the short list. He'd talk to Supes or Wonder Woman sometimes. More likely, I think, Wonder Woman than Soup. Just because he feels like he has to be strong to Superman, I think. So those are probably one hand people that he would talk to. He's not going to talk to some random robot, even if it's set up. So I don't think that's realistic at all. Clark, He's too trusting. He would, but definitely not uh, Batman. All right, last thing I didn't really care for. I thought there's no way Harley Quinn would really beat these three. There's a trinity. There's no way. I will say I did like that she was back in her old costume. That just looks awesome. Let me show it. And she's playing with penguins. I thought that was really funny. So that was okay, one penguin. But there's several pictures of it. Anyways, she gets the lasso of truth, which makes sense, I guess. And then, well, she tricks Wonder Woman. I think that's the only plausible thing, because Wonder Woman isn't as used to her. And so, like, playing the victim would easily get Wonder Woman to be fooled, I think. But then, there's no way that Batman is going to be tricked by you flipping over him and lassoing him. Not going to happen. Batman will be ready. Okay, I say he's OP, but to some extent, there's some logic. Like Batman knows what's about to happen. They're chasing down a wild animal that's cornered. He's gonna be ready, so that's not gonna happen. Nor should he have kryptonite. Anyways, I feel like Wonder Woman might have talked to like this thing. That makes sense for her character too. My favorite part was when Booster meets Barry, and then this is what happens, because I think Barry Allen does exactly what all of the fans have wanted to do to the writers for killing Wally West. So just imagine this is DC and this is the fan base. What did you do? That's exactly what we're feeling right now. That's what we're feeling. So that was my favorite page in this. I didn't feel like Harley Quinn was going so fast that the others couldn't catch her. But yeah, I guess the real question is, what did you do, DC? What did you do? There's still hope. There's still time to change and undo what you have done. Before we all move over to Marvel, because Marvel's getting better now. Natural capitalism at work. If one does treat you badly, you go to the other store, right? So, Marvel's getting better, thank God. I just hope DC gets their act together before they go down the same trails that Marvel's been going down. Because I really love both companies. I want to see both of them do well. I want to have too many comics to read. That's the problem. I want to have too many good comics for me to be able to read them all. I guess that's really all that a true nerd wants. Too many comic books to read. So let me know what you think. I didn't like. If it hadn't been for Wally and Roy, I would love this series. But because they killed Wally and Roy, I'm just not in a good mood to read it. Like I don't look forward to the next one. I'm just kind of, I don't even see the point in reading it other than just to know what's going on. It's kind of like the newspaper in wartime. Like you don't really want to read it because you know that there's probably going to be worse news, but you read it anyways just so you're informed. I don't know. So, anyways, let me know what you think. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting. We want to welcome everybody into the family here so that we can, all talk about comic books. Those things that we all love. And I will catch you next time. Peace.